Brad Johnson here from johnson.audio, and today I am here with Joshua Noah Snell and Matt Shamus. We are in a beginning songwriting phase for Joshua Noah Snell's Face Your Reflection. Here to say hello to Josh, say hello to Matt. We're just going to do a little quick run through of the song so you can hear what it sounds like in the very beginning, and then stay tuned for a little interview just about the songwriting process and future videos where we're going to fully produce this track. So without further ado, Face Your Reflection.
Your reflection you're scared to be, but don't forget it's who you see. 1,000 miles you could run, but even then you're missing something. Oh, stop and don't run from yourself. You've got so much more to grow. Oh, hold on to who you are. The world can't live without you.
Welcome to the interview portion. I'm with Joshua Noah Snell and Matt Shamus. And in particular, we're going to talk about Joshua's song, Face Reflection, and his steps to writing that song. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having us. It's good to be here.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, you got it. Thanks for being here. So first, Joshua, just give me a little brief history on just your songwriting journey.
So I started really getting into my own voice and my own words when I was in high school. I would write poetry and stuff like that, and then from there I would practice a little bit and experiment with guitars and pianos and stuff like that, and that's how it started flowing. Now I'm here in LA doing the big thing. So
Awesome. So do you remember like the first time you connected with a song?
like one of my own songs.
No, just like music in general.
Music in general.
Yeah, like a song that you heard that you can literally remember, like you knew at that moment you loved music.
The song that comes to mind is "Ready for Love" by India Ari.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt her soul in that song, and from there I was like, whew, yeah. I've never had chills before, but with that song, I like felt my soul lift. So yeah.
All right,
That's a good
excellent.
song.
If you guys have been watching the channel at all, you know that I am very big on this, what he said, is that as songwriters, we are there to connect with the audience, that songs are like children. They're going to be, we nurture them, we develop them, but eventually we release them out into the world to interact with people, to find their place in the world and make that magic moment like what happened with Joshua. And I know everyone out there, if you're an engineer, if you're a producer, songwriter, you have that moment. And so we can never forget that that's what we're looking for when we're writing songs. So I just wanted to interject that real quick because I think that's just like we forget that as we get older. Thank you for sharing that. When you're writing songs, do you kind of start with the lyric or do you hear melodies first? Like what's important for you as a songwriter?
For me, it's in and out. It goes both ways. Sometimes it's the lyrics that come first. Like I'll say a phrase that sounds like poetic, and I'm like, I need to put something to that. And with this song specifically, with Face Your Reflection, it was I happened to be at a piano and played 3 random notes, and then from there, lyrics and the rest of the melody just sprung up. But a lot of times for me, it's both at the same time.
Okay.
I'll sing and do lyrics, make up lyrics at the same time. That's just how I do it.
Yeah. All right. So you said that you started at the piano when you were writing. You were experimenting. So
yeah.
Does that make? Are you a piano player?
No, I don't actually play the piano very well. I'm still learning how to play it, but that's when I reach out to friends and people that I trust with my music, like Matt Shamus over here, who is an excellent jazz pianist.
I'm okay. Modesty. So when he reached out to you, so as you being an instrumentalist, as a piano player, just tell me like the beginning part of the process for you to step in and start to actually work with a songwriter and start, again, like I said, like that child, like how do you approach working with Joshua, making sure that you keep his vision intact, but then being able to kind of bring your, your genius to the table? Like, how does that work for you?
At the surface level, it starts with just very basic, figuring out what chords he's trying to play. But then you get deeper and deeper, and it's really just trying to get into his head, figure out what he's trying to say. Because music is a language in and of itself. It doesn't exactly translate to English very often, especially if you're not, if you don't share experience on the same instrument. Like, you don't know much piano. I don't know that much about singing. We really just have to try to communicate through a different medium, and communicate through music is very difficult to do. But once you get into it, you try to think, okay, where's he trying to go with this? What's he trying to get out of it in the message, in the melody? What kind of tone he wants to portray the song? Then that's where you can really make progress, when you try to just have your visions be as close and cohesive as possible.
That's great. I love what you said about the fact that your songwriting and songs itself is a language, but not necessarily like an English language, where you're both are speaking, the language of music, and for you to come together, you have to figure out what the common message is and what the emotion you're trying to portray, and you're coming at it from a place of, I talk about in a video where, you're not like, just because you're a songwriter doesn't mean you have to be a singer or you have to be a lyricist. Like, you could be, the pianist, and because music is that language. And so I love what you said about that, Matt, about just trying to figure out your voice within his voice, and then together putting that into something that works together. And that gets me into this is going to be a question for both of you on collaboration. So when you're, especially you, Joshua, when you're starting with your song and you want to move forward, and you are trying to find instrumentalists to accompany you, what are you looking for in collaboration? Like the person, like the relationship, like what is it when you know it's going to be a good fit?
I look for good synergy. I usually know the person, like I'll meet them, and if I'm like, wow, I really like how creative they are, how free they are with their work, how well versed they are with their work, how comfortable they are, and how much, like I said, creativity, it's a lot. If I feel the soul that they put into the music that they create or play, then I definitely want to work with those people, and that's how I usually choose. I'm like, I can trust you because that's where my music comes from the soul. So
Okay.
yeah.
And then for you,
Yeah, a lot of the same sort of thing. When I know that I can trust someone else with my vision and let them evolve it while not leading it away from what I originally intended it to be. Especially in past collaborations where I've been sort of in the lead. But there are a lot of different kinds of collaborations. I've had, I've written songs with people that disagree strongly with my vision, and we fought and pulled over it, and sometimes it evolved into something entirely different that really neither of you intended it to be, and it can be a strange compromise where it sort of takes on a nature of its own. And they're very different experiences, but both of them have their pros and cons for sure. But with us, I think we have a lot more synergy where we understand what we want out of the music.
Yeah.
Matt, elaborate a little bit on, like, have you been in a position where the visions just didn't align and you couldn't find that compromise, or do you feel like?
Yeah, I've been in that situation a couple times where our visions were just so drastically different that we had to just mix it and say it's done.
Yeah.
I've had it where we both sort of take it our own ways and start with the same root chord through melody or whatever it is, and just we each take our own direction with it, and we each just try to produce separate products from the same root. And I've had it where we both just give up because it's not worth it trying to take over someone's project, someone's child, and raise it to be something else. It's an interesting experience, but whether it works out or not, for the better or worse, it's definitely a learning experience.
Okay. And when did you know that it was time just to cut and go separate ways? And that balance for, say, like the viewers out there, maybe you're finding yourself in a collaborative effort where there is tension and maybe you felt like you're slighted or maybe you felt like you weren't being heard, and maybe you give insight into when you know it's worth pushing through and when it's to kind of cut around.
When you get stuck in the loop of no, that's not it, no, that's not it. What about like no, that's not it. If you just get caught in that loop over and over and over again, and neither of you are willing to give something up, that thing that you're probably trying not to give up is the core of the song. It's what you see in the song or whatever you're trying to create. It extends to a lot more than music. If you can find what you disagree with at the core of the project, then there's usually nothing you can do past that point. So just look for the loop where you're stuck in that and try to get to the root of the problem.
Okay. Kind of like what I'm hearing too in this with collaboration is, first of all, the vision, there needs to be a clear vision. There needs to be a clear track of where the song's going, making sure everybody's on the same page, and to respect everybody's input. And also know that like there's going to be conflict in the process. I mean, with anything in life. So people skills, learning how to navigate, and to let yourself be humble and accept, just constructive criticism will be very, very important for good collaboration. Another thing that I feel like I picked up from you too is that it's more about feeling and heart than it is about science and knowledge. And I think, does that sound about right? Like,
for sure on my end.
Yeah.
Definitely for me, it's all about feeling and the emotion that it draws within me. So
yeah.
On both ends.
So I think, again, for viewers out there that are engineers and are tuning in, and you are that in that songwriting process part where your collaborative effort is that you understand the microphones, you understand signal flow and all the technical stuff. Remember that they are, as artists, they don't care about it. They do not care about what kind of microphones you have or what kind of compressors and all that stuff. And yes, you might be good at it, but you have to remember that it's about the feeling, it's about the art. And so you have to, just know that you are serving a song and not serving your own ego or your own gear and all that kind of stuff. I want to talk about message. Like, you're talking about feeling, you're talking about heart, you're talking about you want to work with people that understand that vision and that collaboration. But with the idea that the song is like, your song is like a child with face reflection. Like, what is it you're trying to? When you see the song finished and developed and released into the world, interact with people, what do you hope is going to be the message that is delivered with this particular song?
With this particular song, to me, it's about acceptance. Not only it's like acceptance of self, not running from yourself or who you are, and facing that reality of like, this is who you are, and you are what you make of yourself, and but also a kind of unison of the community and the world around you. It's kind of also everyone else. If you accept you, the world around you is going to accept you. I mean, not all the time, but at some point, if you're like so in yourself, you're like, I am not going to run from myself. I'm going to look at myself in the mirror and say, like, this is me, and this is how, like you either accept me and, like, just accept me and stuff like that,
Yeah.
It's kind of about that. And with a end product, I envision, like, a choir of people. That's why I'm like the unison of people. It's like everyone singing about like self-love, which to me is like the message I like to spread. Is important. Love, but self-love, it has to start with you. So, yeah.
Works from inside out.
Yeah.
That's great. I just wanted to kind of give you guys an insight just in the very beginning process of when you're trying to choose who to collaborate with. If you're a songwriter, just kind of getting a heart and knowing that it's not all about having it all together in the very beginning, that it's going to start off as a seed and it grows from there. And collaboration is going to be your best friend when it comes to actually seeing that seed turn into something. And I'm going to show you guys in coming videos. You saw the beginning video of them just sitting down, playing the beginning seed of the song, Face Your Reflection. And I just wanted to let you guys know it's going to go from, we're going to move into pre-production, we're going to be moving into recording and just the nitty gritty of it. And you're going to watch from here on out this song become a full-grown child, so to speak, and be released in the world. And hopefully you'll interact with you guys and you'll take something with it and you'll have that feeling of, Joshua mentioned, just like, that connection of just the heart of the song. We're hoping that you'll get that. And this is how it starts. It starts with collaboration. It starts with Joshua having an idea, reaching out to Matt, and them coming together to, get that basic song structure out. And from there, we're going to develop it into full-blown production. So I'm excited to share that with you. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope that you got something out of this. My first interview ever. I'm excited for it, so I'm glad you bared with it. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. So if you got anything on this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And and I appreciate all the subscribers already. Your support means the world to me. And if you want to leave me a comment and continue this conversation, I'd love to hear from you. And so I'll see you next video again. Brad Johnson, johnson.audio, Joshua Noah Snell, Matt Shamus. We'll see you. Thank you.